Hi guys, welcome back to Studio One with me, Gregor. Today we want to learn about the difference between insert, send and split effects, which can be fairly useful information, particularly to beginners and people new to mixing and production. So let's dive straight in. So in order to not confuse everything, I'd say let's just focus on one instrument track and one instrument channel in this example so that we can truly look at the key differences between the insert, send and split effects approach. With insert effects, that's the most straightforward method that most of you are probably aware of. You just go, for example, to Studio One's browser, you drag an effect straight onto the insert chain. That's an insert effect, affecting the entire signal as a whole. Now, if I would add a Pro EQ after that, this would affect both the reverb that came before as well as the original signal. So everything is traveling in a series in this insert chain. And that means that if I, for example, want to low cut this reverb a bit, take out some of this strong muddiness, then I would always also low cut directly into the low end of this instrument. It's inevitable because it's on the exact same channel and it's the same process chain, right? See, now I cut directly into the cello. And yes, the reverb is less muddy, less prominent, but I also made a big compromise there by cutting into the integrity of the frequency spectrum of the instrument. An alternative approach to that are send effects. And they took me quite a while to get because I feel they aren't very well explained most of the time. Send effect means you take the original signal, like almost sort of with a Y cable, and you split it in half, or you duplicate it essentially. One of the outputs is still going to the original output, but now you have another one to your disposal that you could route into a different channel where the effect is applied. And that allows you to process just the effect portion of the sound differently from the original sound. Let's take a look. In Studio One, it's actually super easy to send insert effects onto a different channel instead. To do that, just take, for example, the room reverb here and move it from the insert onto the sense portion of your channel. And Studio One will automatically create a brand new channel for you where that insert effect is applied. Isn't that cool? In most other DAWs that I used over the years, what I always had to do was to first create this channel and then apply the room reverb. Not in Studio One, we can just drag and drop. You can also drag and drop directly here from the browser onto the sense portion and get the same result. It's incredible. Now let's listen to the difference between room reverb on the insert versus room reverb on the insert of a different channel, because I think the difference can be quite striking even in such a simple example. So we move the room reverb to the sense portion. Now we get our own dedicated channel for it. Now we can remove the insert effect from the original channel by holding down Command on a Mac or Control on a Windows PC and then just dragging upward and away. This is how you would remove a channel. Now we can just move the Pro EQ. Can hold down Option on a Mac, it would be Alt on Windows, and then it will move instead of copy. And now you can see we have a send. This essentially determines how much level of the original we're sending to a brand new channel. And on this brand new channel, we are now going to apply the room reverb and the equalizer, the Pro EQ, instead of applying them directly onto the original instrument. And this EQ will now naturally just cut into the reverb because the original signal is no longer affected by the EQ. There's no EQ applied here. And that would sound like this. Let me just make the reverb a bit louder. Now we also get a dedicated level control for the reverb, which we didn't have before either. And you can hear in this extreme example, the original cello still has all of its low end, but the reverb is severely low cut. And this kind of independent processing is only possible with send effects. Or is it? Well, that might be true for most DAWs, but at Studio One we have one more really exciting way to process any channel, and that is the splitter. You're gonna find the splitter if you go to the Effects tab and then go to the splitter tool right here. You can insert that by dragging and dropping it onto any channel. And this does kind of the same thing that we already looked at with the Y cable, but within the same channel. So instead of sending to a completely different channel that we then process with effects, we split within the same channel, keeping everything nice and tidy. And we can split in a variety of different ways. We can do a normal split. This just splits the original signal in half, and then we can apply different effects on each. That's great, for example, for parallel compression. So if I add, say, a compressor on this part of the signal, then I could mix the best of both worlds together. I get this original sound that's unprocessed and dynamic with the really overcompressed, overemphasized, but also very exciting articulation that the compressor provides. And this would be a great way to do parallel compression, but all within one channel, keeping everything nice and tidy in the mixer console. Otherwise, you would have to have several channels to achieve this. But there's even more ways we can split. We can also do a channel split, which basically splits the signal into the left and the right channel, and then you can process each of these differently. And there's even a frequency split, which essentially turns all of your plugins into multi-band plugins, which is absolutely incredible. But this would lead a bit too far in this video. I really just wanted to give you an overview of the send, insert, and split effect options that you have in Studio One. If you want to learn more about the splitter, we have a dedicated video about that I'm going to link in one of the video corners here or in the video description. And with that, thank you for watching.